Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
The Azir going into his hands makes a lot of sense, so here it is.
All right, so just to explain what Atlas just said more, I guess, in depth, which I think was pretty obvious if anyone watches LCK, but Dove was a mid laner, and Azir won them away.
Well, track repel is set up here as Barrel's gonna have to flash. Okay, crash down. Can he actually escape the situation is the question as the flash comes out from Prince. The track repel finally going to be used here as Prince going down so low depth. Can he get it? And he does. Koshik's gonna come down as well as the Blade Caller gets the snare and the flash has to come through.
110% they get the Drake.
Yep.
And if it misses, 100% they get the Drake. So, I mean, basically it doesn't matter.
Control of the Rift Herald, whose patience is going down very low. Dove now in the area as well. As can Croco get in? The answer is absolutely yes. And he locks this one down. Yoshik, can he get out? And yes, he does. Emperor's Divide's going to land onto two as Zeka's diving forward once again. Croco locks down the Rel as Zeka just has no damage left remaining. Orb of Deception, though, will come on through, and he gets the extra essence as well. Charm lands, Chain doesn't. And it's going to be the Ahri that is able to secure this one. Another W comes through, and Dove manages to pick up the kill onto Pyoshik. Liiv SANDBOX winning.
Behind so significantly in gold because of the Rift Herald crash, and obviously the picks happened in that last fight. And it's starting to be a little bit scary here for DRX in terms of can they recover with the deficit they have and the lack of control. It's difficult to punish this Azir.
Well, Moonlight Vigil goes wide this time, as Barrel being very patient, waiting in the brush. Croco over here as well.
Has kick, no flash.
DRX are going to move themselves back. There's the separation immediately. Pyoshik was in position though. They're looking to lock down Kyle. Immediately the break caller is going to do it. Attract repel. Stuns up Croco, but in comes the LeBlanc with so much value. Pyoshik though is just going to get these resets. Closes in trouble now as Pyoshik gets access to Lee Sin, which he absolutely loves. Grabs another kill as well, this time onto the LeBlanc, and DRX are back on the board.
Is the question. Zeka.
Yeah, Dove looks for the Emperor's Divide, finds it here as well as the Abyssal Dive comes through from Kyle. Not quite enough damage though, as you can see here, as he gets another Arise, and that will lock down the Ahri. Now Barrel tries to crash over the wall, but crashes into the wall instead. And Closer's going to lock down that kill, so definitely a big trade up here for Liiv SANDBOX.
I mean, it's time and time again, and Prince is like, well, I'm still getting farmed down here. I'm going to grab a whole turret, thank you very much. It's looking rough for DRX in terms of map control.
Which so much trouble as they have to back away. The Everfrost going to be avoided with the Spirit Rush as Kyle maybe a little bit overly aggressive there. He's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way. Cannon Barrage will secure the kill as Pyoshik turns into a catfish and makes his way out. But Shirley is going to be picked up by Croco and then slammed down to the mid lane immediately. Liiv SANDBOX will have control here. They'll be able to open up so much of the map with this.
Now, this is massive. Again, controlling the map, controlling these turrets is where LeBlanc is going to shine. It's where Lee Sin is going to shine. And you really just get to keep more longevity. Whoa.
That's a big old flash forward. Def is going to be able to help use the ulti to take down Shirley. Taking the Drake in picture-in-picture. That is going to be Soul Point available for Liiv SANDBOX. X-Tech Drake going to be fantastic when the soul is very, very important. As Barrel, what was he doing there? He got kicked back by Croco. Now it makes sense.
Yep, and I mean, suddenly, Liiv SANDBOX can actually start this Baron up. And with, I mean, realistically here, DRX, if they reacted immediately, like as fast as possible, they could trade this for a Drake, but you don't want that trade.
Well, Blade of the Ruin King now going to be used as take the Viego for a walk day here for Closer. Meanwhile, towards that top side, Kingen holding on to, no, has thrown down the ultimate already. Zeka dives in, Dove goes golden. Croco in the back of the pit right now as Deft is going to move on over here. Moonlight Vigil, I believe, went completely wide as now they all just get into the pit, but it's Croco that locks down the smite. The Azir goes down extraordinarily low as Deft is still alive, but so is Prince, and he's absolutely gigantic. Croco dives onto Deft right here as the Magnet Storm comes in from Barrel, trying to tidy up here as best he can. Orb of Deception's pretty strong, as now Barrel finds even more. Zeka getting on over there, but Barrel cannot do it by himself, and Deft is on sub 100 health as the Baron was secured and
as he kites back. Meanwhile, fight for this.
Yeah, there's a Drake fight. Deft is just standing in front of Closer and now taking damage from the Drake as well. So he's down extraordinarily low. No ulti available. Kingen just in the back of the pit. He's just going to run up, shoot Prince, but what? How did Deft get that? Was that a blade caller from Narnia? What the hell happened?
Well, map control in their favor. We've got the Sun Disc up and closer.
Yeah, Zekka's going to try and get out of there, but Croco says no. He still has a way of getting in, but maybe he's gone too far forward. No, he hasn't, because there's a Devourer available.
He's spacewalking. He's all good. They're going to pull him back to safety. Will be a turret. Sun Disc up in mid for a lot of damage.
Yeah, they've already started this one up. Croco moving on to Vision. Beryl going to crash over the wall. And Kingen is in here. Croco taking a lot of damage. I believe they got the bad news. This is getting taken as Closer uses his Everfrost a little bit too early. Chains are going to miss as well. As Croco gets into the pit, he wins these, but not this time. Closer takes a lot of damage as well, as now DRX are looking to win the fight as well as everything else. Deft flashes out of the pit, stays alive for so extraordinarily long, but now Prince is completely popping off. Somehow Closer also survived throughout this entire time, as Kingen, he needs to try and back as best he can. Dove's gonna take down Deft for the first time this game, and that was, I believe, a teleport to a Nexus turret.
But I think that the game is going to end before he gets to use any of that Baron buff. He can at least use it defensively, I suppose. But teleport mid here, and the rotation over of Closer means this is very likely Liiv SANDBOX upsetting here 2-1 against DRX.
And they've done it before as well. It's like history repeats itself once again as Closer dives on top of King, and he's doing some pretty fancy footwork, but it's not going to save his Nexus as Croco goes down to his GA and the Nexus gets destroyed. Liiv SANDBOX, the first team to defeat DRX in spring and the first team to defeat DRX in summer.